This could be it, the season where 5 teams, not 2, are all seriously going for it. The year where one slip-up means you're not just dropping to second, but dropping out the title picture completely. It's early doors, but the signs are all there. Transfers are flying, managers are sharpening their systems, and the power balance at the top of the Premier League looks more chaotic than it's ever been. 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗥𝗔 here with FourFourTwo, and I'll be bringing you the main reason behind why each of these 5 teams could win the Premier League. Last season, Liverpool walked it. They weren't just good, they were relentless. Klopp might be gone, but the transition has been anything but painful. Slot has evolved them into a side that's almost unplayable when they're on it. And now, they've strengthened. Not tweaked, strengthened. And to be honest, it's terrifying. Florian Wirtz coming in is a bit of a problem. You don't just sign someone like that unless you're preparing to dominate the ball. We know what he's about. He brings invention, control and creativity into pockets that Liverpool lacked when things got quite tight. But the most fascinating signing isn't Wirtz, it's 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗥𝗧𝗏. He's had a strange route to Anfield, from Reims to PSG where minutes were quite limited, then Frankfurt where everything finally clicked. Last season he put up 22 goals and 12 assists in all competitions. And it wasn't just the numbers. He led the Bundesliga for total shots, played up front on his own and in a 2, and showed he can adapt, press, link play and create. He's tall, fast, direct, but he's also unselfish. Think Isak with a bit of Benzema in him. If he sharpens his finishing, he could well and truly explode. And on the flanks, the Frimpong signing gives Liverpool something they've lacked since probably prime Trent. Relentless threat from deep. He overlaps, he drives past people, one of the best 1v1 runners in Europe. He adds a vertical punch that will completely change how Liverpool stretch teams. On the other side, 𝗬𝗫𝗀𝗧. This is an insane squad. Put it all together and Liverpool look more dynamic than they did even during their Champions League winning peak. The depth is a joke. The attacking options are vast. They won the league, but they're very clearly not done. Where could it go wrong though? Look, Wirtz is brilliant, but he's used to Bayer Leverkusen's slower tempo and total control. The Prem is chaos. If he doesn't adapt, Liverpool's midfield could end up too lightweight, too slow in transition. And then there's the forward line. 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗥𝗧𝗏 has had one breakout season. That's it. If he flops or takes time to adjust, the goals dry up. Salah's aging, Diaz might not even be a Liverpool player very soon, and Gakpo's a tad inconsistent. Sort of hinges on new pieces clicking immediately. If they don't, it could go from dynamic to dysfunctional very quickly. Arsenal. No more excuses, no more next season, no more just a striker away, because they finally went out and did it. Victor Gyökeres is here, the one thing Arsenal fans, and let's be real, everyone else said they needed. A proper number 9. Physical, direct, ruthless. This isn't some flashy panic buy. This is a certified killer who's been destroying defenders across Europe. He finishes what Arsenal have been building for the past 3 to 4 years. And now there's pressure, real pressure, because for the first time, there's nothing left to blame. The defence was already solid. In fact, better than Liverpool's last season. But Liverpool scored 17 more goals. And that's the gap they had to close. And Gyökeres? That's how they do it. But that's not all. Zubimendi adds a bit of bite and Spanish elegance to that midfield. And Eze, if that deal goes through, the expectations will be through the roof. Imagine trying to contain Saka and Eze cutting inside. Imagine dealing with Odegaard threading passes behind your line while Gyökeres hunts you down. Jesus Christ. This is Arteta's moment. Everything he's built, all the near misses, all the what ifs, it's all been building to this season. Now it's silverware or nothing. And Arsenal fans will not accept a runner-up medal again. It's not a fairy tale project anymore. This is business. And Arsenal finally look ready to finish the job. These players and staff have to soak in the pressure, embrace it, thrive off of it, because the pressure really is there. They go the other way, things could go from bad to worse. They have to get it right from day one. Manchester City, now they didn't fall apart last season, but by their own standards, they under-delivered big time. A 3rd place finish, an early Champions League exit, and a run in where they never truly looked like themselves. For most clubs, that's still a great year, but for City, it was a reminder that even the machine can stall. The sharpness wasn't really there, the inevitability was gone, and for the first time, Pep looked beatable. The truth is, for the first time in a very long flipping time, Manchester City Football Club are not favourites to win the Premier League. They've got a point to prove. Liverpool have momentum, Arsenal seemingly making all the right moves, Chelsea are champions of the world, and City have gone a little bit under the radar, something that almost never happens under Pep Guardiola. And that makes them dangerous. This summer has been quiet but quite efficient. 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗥𝗔-𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘 is a perfect fit. Technical, calm under pressure, and used to playing in systems that demand control. 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝗍 adds depth and flexibility on the left. He gives Pep more balance in games where Gvardio's been a bit too conservative. 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗥𝗔, as we know, is a little bit raw, but if anyone can coach raw talent into something monstrous, it is of course Pep Guardiola. By the way, he's probably the player I'm most excited to watch. I think he'll be like a bit of a 𝗘𝗫𝗧𝗏 or 𝗵𝗡𝗡, if you will, that we've been missing for years in the Prem. But forget the tactics for a second. This is about mentality. City don't like being overlooked. They don't like being second best. And when they're doubted even slightly, they respond in one way only: domination. It's not the same old City. It might be something worse, a focused one. Only thing I can think of that could well and truly be a bit of a reality check for City is KDB's absence. Are they going to realise just how important his presence was, not just on the pitch, but on the training ground, on the coach, in the dressing room? Of course they managed to succeed without him in the past, but not having him present at all is a completely different story. He is a god in Manchester, and now he's gone. Will they feel the weight of his absence? We'll soon see. Chelsea are back, not fully polished, not perfect, but they're no longer the mess that they've been for the past 3 seasons. Let's be honest, something's clicked, and you could feel it during the Club World Cup. Cole Palmer has taken the keys. Everything runs through him now. His composure is ridiculous. His decision-making, weight of pass, it's out of this world. João Pedro's pressing, movement, and link-up play adds bite to their front line. You look at those two and you realise this isn't just about development now. It's about results. And the rest of the team has caught up too. Defensively, they're no longer a meme. The back line looks composed. There's structure, not just frantic last-ditch recovery tackles. Midfield too has finally settled. Enzo's dictating tempo instead of being stretched thin. And Caicedo looks more like the absolute destroyer that they paid so much for. There's a rhythm to their play that just wasn't there last year. They build with intent, they press with purpose. Even in games where they don't dominate possession, they stay in control mentally and tactically. And a huge credit to Maresca and his team for making that happen. But here's the thing, managing this squad might be even harder than building it. Like we mentioned in our Chelsea video a few weeks ago, this is a huge group of players. Loads of talent, yes, but also loads of egos, expectations, and very real questions about minutes. Squad harmony is very fragile. If results dip and the rotation starts to feel a bit guessworky, things can unravel very quickly. Players lose trust, the system gets a bit shaky, the narrative flips from depth is a strength to nobody knows their role. This Chelsea project does look like it's working, but with the many moving parts, keeping it all together might be Maresca's toughest job. Let me say this clearly, do not sleep on Newcastle United. No one's putting them top of the list, but that's exactly why you shouldn't take your eyes off them. If they keep hold of Isak, they are a serious problem, and I mean that. The sheer fact they have arguably the most technically gifted number 9 on the planet, and they're building around him properly now, is in my opinion not being talked about enough. Eddie Howe has very quietly assembled a world-class football team. I mean, some of the names in their squad: Isak, Tonali, Bruno, Gordon, Joelinton, Ilanga now of course, Botman, Livramento, I could go on. They've got a ridiculous team accompanied by what I think is one of the hardest places to go in football, St James's Park. And if Newcastle show early signs of dominance, those Geordies will quickly catch on, and St James's Park will be, without question, the last place any Premier League team wants to visit if it isn't already. One thing I think could stand in their way is the Champions League fixture congestion. We saw a glimpse of how it can affect their momentum in the league a couple of years ago, and I do struggle to see a world where they flourish in both competitions. Just got to hope that players can keep fit and have a healthy, smooth-running rotational system in place. But I've just got a funny feeling that we're going to see Eddie Howe's face on a Sky Sports title race graphic come January. Am I being silly? Am I talking facts? Let us know in the comments below who you think will be genuine title contenders come next season. Thanks for watching. Till next week.